Hello, namaste. It's Natasha Anand here, and I'm bringing you a very, very quick recipe. So this recipe today is a super quick 15 minutes to make, and it's very, very nourishing. So I'm going to show you how to make a chunky soup full of the nutrients and the components that we need to be eating at the right time. So for those of you that know what eating in time is, great, you'll love this. Those of you that don't know, soon to be coming, or check out my other videos. So let me just show you what I made here. So it is a chunky soup. I don't have a name for it yet, but I will work one out, with lots of yummy, lovely things, which I'm gonna go through with you right now. Okay, so what I did was I used a can of soup as the basis of this recipe. Now, the reason that I do this is because I want to be realistic and really practical for those of you out there that are needing to make quick but nutritious meals. So sometimes when I don't have a full hour to dedicate towards prepping and soaking my lentils and doing all that kind of stuff, I just do the quick and easy option, which is to use a can. So in this case, I used the Suma Tuscan bean soup. Okay, so the first thing that I did was I got in a large saucepan and I water fried some leeks and some onions with some very small diced turnips that I got from the garden. So they're really small, tiny little dices. And I water fried those together with a bay leaf, a little bit of rosemary, and lots of dried thyme. So I kind of get that going, get that nice and brown. And at this point, you can add in any other vegetable that might just take a little bit longer. So some carrots, you could add in cauliflower, you could add in some other root vegetables like sweet potato is absolutely perfect. So I spend probably about 6 to 8 minutes getting all of those veggies a little bit soft. And at that point, I come in with the can of soup. Okay, so I put the soup in and then I put it down to simmer. Now, in the meantime, I've had a pack of dried shiitake mushrooms. These are these amazing brown, yummy things. They're highly medicinal. They are amazing for the immune system and really, really, really fantastic dried food to just have in the cupboard. So I had the shiitake mushrooms just soaking in some hot or boiling water, all ready for about 10 minutes. So at the point when I added the can of soup in, I got the mushrooms in there and I used the liquid from the mushrooms to create my broth, essentially. So I got all of that in there and I added some seasoning. And I added a full callo yeast-free stock cube. Now, this is just going to help the broth get really juicy and really rich because, again, we're not simmering our soup for a whole hour or however long you would do that for to extract those flavors. So we're going to use the callo stock cube. So I get that in there and I let that simmer for another 5 minutes or so, another few minutes, just to let all those flavors infuse. And to let the veggies cook a little bit more so that they are nice and tender. And when I'm happy with that, I get another can of lentils. So I got brown lentils, I gave it a rinse, and I added the lentils into the soup. So I'm rinsing the water out of the can and rinsing the lentils so they're nice and clean. And these are cooked lentils, remember, and adding this to the soup. And then finally, I added 2 sachets of organic white miso paste. So you might have miso paste just in a jar and you might want to add a couple of tablespoons to that. So the more overwhelming flavor of this soup is actually the miso rather than the stock cube itself, or rather than the tomato that was initially in the canned soup. Becomes the miso, and I personally love miso. So if you don't like miso, don't put the miso in. You can just leave the soup as it is with the sauce that already comes with the soup, and adding the vegetable stock cube, and that will make it delicious. But you can add in the miso. You might want to add some other paste that you have, or a dark miso paste or whatever. It's absolutely fine and up to you. I then put the lid on, I switch it off, I just let it all infuse and continue to steam for a little bit longer until I'm ready to grab a bowl, spoon it out, and hey presto, here I am, 15 minutes. Super easy, super cheap, super quick, and actually I made enough there to last my husband and I for at least two sittings, 2 meals. So I hope you found that useful. Please like, comment, and share this video so that others can learn just how easy it is to create these beautiful nutrition in-time meals cheaply and just using stuff you have lying around the cupboards. Namaste.